everyone, welcome on this new episode of Mouse Talks. So today I want to make an announcement. I am finally moving to London this year and it's an exciting journey and project that I want to share with you. So in this video I'm going to share with you a bit of my reasons, the process, and maybe give you some tips if you're planning as well to move to London. So let's go! If you're new to this channel, Mouse Talk is the talk show for entrepreneurs. So on this channel, you will find a lot of content, interviews, tips to help you grow your business and your journey as an entrepreneur. So today I want to share with you why I decided to move to London and how I did it, because obviously post-Brexit the rules and regulations are really quite different. So I have the French citizenship, I am French. So as for French people, you can go and visit the UK for 6 months without visa, but if you want to stay 6 months and 1 day, you would need a visa. So I thought, at the beginning it would have been simple to just go and live in London, but I guess we're not living in fairy tales, so the process was a bit more complicated than that. So step one, what did I do? So first, before I dive in the steps, I just want to tell you why I actually decided to move to London. So I decided to move to the UK because my boyfriend is actually in London and I want to live with him. So I always loved London. I love the city, it's amazing, and I love speaking in English, and I also have this vision of making Mouse Talk international. Actually, everything happened for a reason. So I just end up meeting my boyfriend. He's from London, so having plans to move to the UK. So once you have those plans, how do you actually move to the UK? Well, it's not that simple. So in order to kind of, live in the UK now, you obviously need a visa. You would need a work visa, you would need a family visa. Well, I don't have any family, so I had to go through the route of finding a job. And it's actually not that easy as well. Even though, I have a master's degree, I have a lot of experience in marketing and comms and as well sales, it was not really easy to kind of convince a company to kind of give you sponsorship because it's quite really expensive from what I understand. So I went through another scheme with actually Business France through an international trainee program that lasts for a year, and that allowed me to find a job actually in the UK while pursuing my dream, which is to build Mouse Talk. I did that. I got into this scheme and it allowed me to have a temporary work visa for a year in the UK. So I'm really glad that now I have this visa that will allow me to kind of settle and live my life. So now that I got the visa, what's happening next? Well, obviously it's finding an apartment. So this process is also quite difficult. The UK, wow, real estate is a big thing. I didn't really know anything about it. So I started to look on different websites, Rightmove, Zoopla, a Spare Room. They all became my best friends, looking for, an apartment where we could stay. And the process was really hard, I might assume, because, you have two possibilities. Either you go through an estate agent, either you go through a private landlord. So what we did is that we went through an estate agent because we felt like it was more secure, but the process was really hard. So once you find an apartment through an estate agent, you need obviously to do all the referencing. So they would ask for different things. So your income, your revenue, your ID, your right to rent check, which I really didn't know what it is. So I will put a link to kind of prove your right to rent check in the UK. And all this process took a bit of time, and we finally found an apartment. I'm really happy about that, but you need to kind of at least spare 3 to 6 months, I would say, in finding an apartment, because it's really hard and the competition is really there. A lot of people want to also find an apartment in London, so it's not that easy, and actually it's quite expensive in terms of rent. It's not that easy to kind of find a cheap apartment. You also need to consider that and how much you can actually afford to pay for the rent. It's a bit different than France, so when you pay for the rent, you have to consider obviously adding bills as well, but something called council taxes and other expenses. So that also you need to take it into account. So now that I found the apartment, obviously it's all about diving in and taking the leap. So when you kind of move to a new country, it can always kind of be a bit scary at first. So I have I'm lucky that obviously I've been to London a few years ago. I know, some people from there. I did an Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs program. You can look at that video in the UK. So I kind of have an overview how it is. But obviously living there, it's quite a bit different. It's a journey that is really exciting. exciting. So I'm really happy to kind of be able to do that, and I will kind of update you and give you a lot of content on what is it my process to live in the UK and work there. So I will be working in central London, in Waterloo, in this startup called Ubuy. So I'm really happy to be doing this new experience, and I hope you will follow my journey. So I didn't really go into details of the visa application or the international trainee scheme. If you would like me to do that, drop me a comment in the section below so I can do a specific video for that. If not, well, I hope you would still enjoy this video, and if you have any questions or comments, just feel free to just leave me a message, and I will see you soon on another episode of Mel's Talk.